Hi, everyone. My name is Dane DC Cordova, and thank you so much for joining us. And I apologize that at the last minute we had to change the link. We all know how fun Google Plus can be. Anyway, let's not concern ourselves with that. Today, I am so excited, and I really thank you for being here with us. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to introduce to you, some of you know Stephanie Davies. She is one of the people that has worked with us very closely in the business school and in the Money and You program for many years. She's an instructor, she's a graduate, and she has tremendous experience in marketing. So one of the things that occurred was that, that Stephanie called me a couple of months ago, and we were talking about marketing, we were talking about coaches and mentors, but also we were talking about the humanitarian side of things. She's a great, great humanitarian. And long story about that, but she and I only get involved in things that really make a difference to people. But then we got into a whole business conversation because this woman understands marketing leverage much more than I ever do. I mean, I understand it, but she's a master at it. She has a million people downline. She is a consultant. She really knows this business. And she, along with me, we get offered things on a daily basis. And so she became a consultant for a big company that is now providing online education, which I don't know if you know this, but I think since the year 2012, it has doubled. So after all these years, I started trying to do online education in 1999. So, 16 years later is finally hitting the world. And so what I wanted you to do is I wanted you to listen to some of the information that Stephanie has that will support you in being able to have your programs, whatever it is that you're a master and expert at, in a platform that will be seen by many people around the world and give you an opportunity for so very little money for you to have tremendous exposure. But there's also this whole other element that will also allow you to become successful if you would like. So if you would like to, make more money or create, the money that you want to have, or also to be able to just really expand your horizons globally. So with that, Stephanie, introduce yourself a little bit more. I know so much about you, and my brain just kind of goes into overwhelm when I think about you. And so go ahead. Oh, Stephanie, you are on mute.
No, I just muted myself so that you wouldn't be reverberating back through my speakers. But anyway, okay, well, hello, everybody. So I think DC already kind of said it all. I've got a background in psychology, business, systems theory, but mainly I've got a huge background in business, global business, and within the corporate world and in the entrepreneurial field. And DC and I go way back, so we're kind of two kindred spirits. And as she said, we're both very excited because we've both become what's called mentors for a company called Strongbrook. And that's what she wanted to for us to talk to you about today. If you are a mentor, a speaker, a coach, a consultant, any type of a person who really cares about helping other people, we have found this to be an amazing platform. And so that's what we wanted to talk to you about today, right, DC? She's there drinking her tea. Okay, do you want me to start with some slides, or do you want to say some more?
Well, what I wanted to say was, I want everyone to be open-minded right now. And I want to start with this. I've heard about this. I sent emails. I've been talking to some friends, some very key friends, people that really, really trust me. And one of the things that's coming up for people is their deservability level. It's like, I don't get behind too many things. I know that it looks like I do, but I really, really don't. When I get behind something, I really believe in it. And so it has been so interesting with me because I have some friends right now who are coaches, who are experts, who are mentors, and they have had a very hard time in having leverage for themselves, in having marketing for themselves, in having the ability to be able to really get their products and services all over the world. and they are complaining to me about it, but yet they haven't come and look at this platform. So what I want everyone to do right now is to be very open-minded. And Stephanie is literally what I called, and please forgive me for calling you this, it's a very, very high compliment. You are a marketing sales animal. I mean, you like really understand it. You really understand numbers. You really understand exponential growth. And you have earned the right to talk about it. You're one of the top in the industry worldwide. And you are deeply spiritual and really believe on only putting good products out there, good services, good education. So I want everyone, if she says something and some stuff comes up for you around money, I want you to go do my Strongbrook lesson on money and me. Because if your stomach starts tightening up, this is just your subconscious getting a little bit scared about really building your wealth. This is about building your reach, your ability to make a difference to others, and also to financially grow. And you keep asking me, and especially those that have attended Money and You, and sometimes don't put the principles to work in where they really need to put it to work. So I want you to really listen up with brand new ears, brand new eyes. And I am putting myself on mute too, because I feel that you come across a lot better when I'm mute, and then you do the same. So go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through a quick slideshow to kind of give you an overview of what we're talking about. And I'm going to start with just showing you the two-sided aspect to what we're talking about. And I think this is why DC is very, I'm sorry, hold on just 1 second here. Okay, it was asking me which one I wanted to share. Okay, so before I start though, I want to make sure, DC, can you see those slides? Okay, all right, good. Okay, so this is the two-sided part that I'm talking about. If you measure the success of your business in terms of the money that you make, that's great. A lot of people do that. Obviously, there's no point being in business if you're not going to make money. And so obviously, the more money you make, the more successful you might consider your business to be. But we also want to make sure, if you're one of the people that we're talking to, that you also measure the success of your business as a mentor, speaker, coach, consultant, trainer, in terms of the positive impact that you're having on people and on the planet. And if you are measuring your success in both of those ways, then we're really excited to invite you to be a mentor, just like DC and I are mentors, in the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. And just to give you an overview of what you'll get from that, you're going to be able to get more of the right leads. You probably have various lead generating systems for your business, but are you really generating the right leads, the ones that are highly targeted, the kind of people that you need to be in front of, the kind that will turn into customers? Well, we're going to help you to do that. The next one is how to leverage yourself in ways that are really going to truly bring you more markets. A lot of times speakers, trainers, coaches, consultants, etc., once they've already put out their material and they've already got a certain clientele, they've already exhausted their various means, the only way they can really make more money or increase their market cap, if you will, is if they are able to sell more things to the same people, to the same fan base. We're going to show you a way that will allow you to leverage yourself in ways that are going to actually bring you more markets, so you can still keep selling the same thing and still increase your market cap. And then the next one is how to enjoy global exposure and expansion. I don't know if you've ever tried it. Some of you might already be global. DC and I are old global mavens, but a lot of people, it's kind of scary. They've never done it before, or if they have done it, they've never done it in a way that is going to really explode and allow themselves to have their brand and their message really be broadcast all over the world. Well, we're going to provide that. And then a way for you to connect with more thought leaders. I mean, we're actually connecting with some of the most powerful, amazing, wonderful people. I mean, DC and I both, could go on and on and on and on about just the kinds of people that we're getting to hang out with by being mentors in the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. These are people that you're not only going to get to hang out with, but that you're going to actually be able to strategically partner with in a very, very easy way. And I would say we're really actually going to expand what it means to play big. Whatever you've thought about playing big before, I think we're going to actually be able to expand that dramatically. And probably one of the most important things, you've probably heard the saying that if you give a man a fish, you know, you feed him for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, you know, he's going to be able to eat for life. Well, a lot of people really want to be meaningful in the field of philanthropy. You know, they would just love to be able to give and give and give and give. And that might even be the main reason why you want to make money, is so that you can give more to more people around the world. Well, we're going to allow you to not only be able to be a meaningful philanthropist, but to actually be able to give yourself and your message and a whole library of information that's going to allow the underprivileged around the world to be able to rise up in consciousness and increase their prosperity. So what is the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network? How does it work? Actually, before I do that, I'm going to see if DC wants to jump in and say anything here. Did you want to add anything, or you want me to just keep going?
Actually, what I wanted to add was, I wanted to say that I'm so glad that you brought this whole point about all the different people that are coming into this platform and the network that they would be creating, because I think this is really important for people to know that a lot of the times what happens is that we begin to expand our influence by the people that we surround ourselves through. You know, people were asking me the other day, wow, it looks like Money and You is really exploding right now. You know, we're going to New Zealand, Australia, we're going to Brazil next year, and then later Chile. And that all happened out of a program that I ended up attending in Antarctica, out of all the connections that I made there. And so now, you know, I'm exploding. And so people in the public can actually see that. And when people ask me, how do you do it? This is how we do it. We surround ourselves with people that are mentors to us, that can help us with the next level. And I think that a little bit, I particularly want to make sure that my beautiful friends in North America let go of this disease that has hit the US, which is the I know, IKNOW. Oh, I know this, or I know that, or I've already been there. This is really important for you to look at the results that you have in your life. And that will tell you how much you really know, or if not, maybe you may be blocking some of the deservability, some of what you really need to have in your life, and business systems, marketing systems, sales systems, PR systems, the ability to be exposed to also to many, many, many people are key in success. So I wanted to share that.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to go back to the slideshow here. And so what is the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network? What is this vehicle, this platform that we're talking about, and how does it work? So just to let you understand kind of an overview, we're calling it the Netflix of personal development. And it is exactly what that name implies. It's basically a digital vault where people are going to be able to find personal development topics, and even I would say business development topics, everything that they could possibly need to improve their life across the board in every area, in their family, in their finances, in their business, in their mindset, in their motivation level, you know, their fitness levels, you name it, they're going to be able to find it inside this vault. And it's going to operate very much like Netflix, where it's divided by topic, by author. You know, they could just go in, and 24 hours a day, as long as they have an internet connection, they'll be able to go in and experience all of this different information. The goal or the mission of the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network is to help people to create limitless financial abundance, to create unstoppable business success, create joyful and lasting relationships, create vibrant physical well-being, and to create deep personal fulfillment. It's a digital vault of world-class mentorship available 24/7, plus offering amazing live and streaming events, all for just $99 a month. And I'll show you in a minute how you can actually get it for free. You don't even have to pay the $99 a month. But so what do we mean by world-class mentorship? The people that put courses and material into this vault are not putting in free information or advertising information or $14.95, books. These are courses and information that anywhere else you would have to pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to have access to that information. So this is extremely valuable information from world-class mentors. And I think you'll see in a minute why they would be putting that information in the vault for you. But just understand that what's in there isn't what you can find outside for free or for cheap. And so the $99 a month is really a valuable, worthwhile investment for anybody. And like I said, I'll show you how you can get it for free. But starting in June, this is going to extend to a free mobile app where people all over the world will be able to get a free taste of what's in store for them in the vault. This is going to help the thing go viral even faster. I mean, right now we're already going viral very, very quickly. But if you've ever heard or read the book called Freemium, if you've ever heard of that business principle, free plus premium, it's the most powerful business creation engine ever developed. Facebook, Google, Pinterest, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of those companies showed us the power of offering the basic thing for free and then getting a premium model on the back end. And so now the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network is going to do the same through the mobile app, where suddenly everybody all over the world for free can have access at the beginner level to what we've got going on in the back of the vault. It's already going viral. Now it's going to explode. So we're also going international. And what I mean by going international is that we're actually setting up the infrastructure and the tax liabilities and the payment gateways and all that kind of stuff to be able to interact with all the different countries, or 156 countries, in the next 3 years, starting initially mostly with English-speaking countries, but very rapidly and quickly going into translation and getting into other languages and so forth. And to me, the really exciting thing about this is that every time we target a new country, and basically any country, where just instantly anybody from any country who is a mentor, speaker, coach, trainer, etc., we would want that person or those people to start putting their information in the vault. So if we go into Brazil, for example, we want all of the Brazilian mentors to come into the vault so that the Brazilian people can see all the Brazilian mentors. Plus, they can access the international ones as well. And those Brazilian ones can have the exposure to all the other people around the world. But we're going to be pulling in not just the participants in all the countries, but also the mentors. And you will be in fantastic company. And these are just a few that I managed to fit onto one slide. I thought these were people you might know: J.V. Crum, Leslie Householder, Eric Lofholm, DC Cordova, Les Brown, Kevin Harrington, he's the one from Shark Tank, and Tony Alessandra. All of these people already are in the vault as mentors. Together, you and all of these mentors and many more can really change the world. So the way that it works inside the vault is people will be able to search by author, by course, by subject. Members are going to be encouraged to take the courses, to write reviews, and then collect badges for completion. So it's kind of exciting, and people have an incentive to want to take more and more courses. But as I mentioned, we're also going to have live monthly symposiums. And these are really exciting. Right now, we're primarily doing them in Utah because Strongbrook has a very big base there, and they're getting easily 300 or more people in the audience. But they're going to start having these all over the place, and pretty much anywhere where we think we can already pull the audience and we can advertise for the audience, we're going to have the symposiums. And I just wanted to mention, I don't know if DC is even aware of this, but one of our friends, David Fagan, just did the symposium in Utah last weekend. And from the stage, I mean, not only did he give incredibly valuable content, I mean, everybody that sat through his material walked away with unbelievable information on how to become an icon in their industry. But he offers an extended program where he takes people on as clients. And I'm telling you this as mentors so that you can understand how valuable this platform can be for you. David sold $140,000 worth of his private program to that audience that weekend. So if we put you in front of one of our audiences, you have the ability to pull in a lot more extra income just from the individual kind of programs, the live programs that you want to sell to the people in the audience. So $140,000 for a few hours on a Saturday. Not bad, David. All right. And just so you understand some of the things that the mentors are saying, I mean, some of the members, people just went onto Facebook and said this after the vault was launched. And I think Debbie's quote here at the top is probably the best one. The mentoring network is a profound value. Some gifted people are brilliant in specific areas such as finances, health, family, etc. And they spend a lifetime of intense study, trial and error, learning what works best. Then they distill it, they organize it, and they present it. And I can learn and apply in just a few hours what took them decades to discover, all for a few bucks a day. Best investment ever. I think that that pretty much sums it up. But I think people are very, very excited about the content in the vault. And then I was telling you how you could get this for free, or more important, how your members are going to be able to get this for free. Some people say, well, $99 one time maybe, but how are you going to get people to pay $99 a month? The $99 will be waived for any person who can introduce and bring in 3 more people. So if somebody comes into the vault and is really excited about the content and they go tell 3 other friends and the 3 other friends signed up for the $99 a month, then the person who invited those 3 is now going to have their $99 paid for every month. So they won't have to actually come up with it out of their own pocket, and they'll still have that 24-hour access. And some people have asked, well, what happens if my 3 people go out and get 3 people so theirs becomes free? Do I then have to start paying? Nope. Even if they go out and get 3 more who make theirs free, yours is still going to be free as long as they are continuing to be members. So this is a really exciting way that most people, even within their first month, go ahead and get their membership for free. Now,
so
go ahead.
Can I just,
sure.
Yes, go ahead.
No,
I was just going to say, and you're now going to get to the part that I really, really love. And this is the part where, you know, we begin to look at the possibility of empowering another. And this is where I want my friends to hang out in this universe, where I'm meeting not only, of course, Stephanie and I have been friends for about 16 years, but now we're meeting people all over the world that are tremendously wealthy. Some of them have traditional businesses. They have all kinds of different businesses, office supplies business, real estate business, and, you know, financial literacy, new skin distributors. We have all kinds of different businesses. But what they do is that they do good. They do good all the time. And this is the part that I love about this organization. So go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, so back to the slides here. So what she's talking about is that one of the most amazing things is that we don't want to just raise the consciousness of people who are sort of already of that mindset, the people who can afford to go to seminars and read books, and, you know, they're already working on themselves. What we really need, if we wanted to ultimately end up with world peace, what would achieve that? What would achieve that is if every single person on the planet was raising in consciousness. And so for every paid membership to CCMN, another membership will be given to an individual in special need. Raquel here in Jamaica has already got several people in her area. You know, they've got one internet access connection, and they all sit around and they watch these courses and they learn from these courses. And she's already got a big thing going on in Jamaica, helping people. In the United States, they're going to places like homeless shelters and battered women's shelters. And they're offering the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network membership to people in need. So you're helping to empower massive numbers of people, even the ones, this is what I love, even the ones who can't afford you. I mean, that's probably the worst thing, I think, about being a speaker, trainer, consultant, etc., is that you have to charge. I mean, in order for you to be successful, you've got to charge money. And then you meet up with people who really can't afford you. And probably a lot of you are already comping some people and so on and so forth. But this really puts your business on the fast track to penetrate into places where you probably don't even go, and probably your message of even being able to get it, you know, isn't able to go. So we're actually helping people all over the world who can't afford and yet can seriously benefit from all kinds of information that will help them to raise in consciousness and increase in success. So as a company, as Conscious Creator Mentoring Network, we are committed to uplifting humanity, to increasing the health and the happiness and the prosperity in every aspect of people's lives, all people, all over the world. We are committed to contributing and really making a difference. So as a mentor, now let's talk about you for a minute. How can you benefit from the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network? Well, the real bottom line is it's kind of a no-brainer. You're going to get massive exposure. You're going to get free advertising to a massive audience and thousands of new people each month so that you can build and grow your list. I don't know how anybody could say no to that. I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. And we have we have 4 levels, but basically 2 different options on how you want to play. Level 1 is exposure to our free and our paid community. So remember, the free is coming through the mobile app, and the paid community is coming through that $99 a month membership. So at level 1, mentors can provide multiple, so not just one, you can do as many as you want, 3 to 7 minute long premium video content. So just provide these little snippets of really incredible video content, and we're going to stream them through that mobile app. And that's going to give you exposure to the largest audience, because that's the free audience, and they're going to get push notifications, and it's also going to be available in a library that they can access. So what's the requirement for you to do that? Just make sure that the content is premium. There's no financial obligation to do this. And that's going to give you very frequent, quick exposure to people. You're going to be reaching the audience through 1 to 3 minute daily dose of inspiration videos. Very simple concept, very exciting. And people are going to have mobile access to you. I don't know if your business currently has that, but this is pretty cool, because even if you wanted to just announce to people that now you have an app or that you're on an app, even all of your fans, etc., everybody's going to have access to you through this mobile app. And the more of those 3 to 7 minute videos you put in there, the more access you're going to get. And by the way, as I talk further and I talk about actually doing this as a business, let me just point out at this point that when you have exposed people to the app, it's coded to you. So the system is going to know that that person downloaded the app and came into the free system through you. And that's going to make a difference. If you do decide that you want to play on some kind of a business level, that's going to make a big difference. But all you got to do is just tell people to download a free app to get 3 to 7 minute videos of you, and you're going to already have all those people coded to you. Pretty cool. So level 2.
Hold on a second. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm jumping. I get so excited. Okay. So this is the thing that also a lot of my friends will ask me, because a lot of my friends have wanted to have apps, and, apps are very expensive to make. Sometimes you can get them done very cheaply. But the biggest challenge about apps is the marketing of it. How are you going to get this to hundreds of thousands and millions of people? And this is the part where I really feel really strong, if I may use that word, that Strongbrook is going to do for us. They have spent millions on developing this, and they really have a lot of money behind them. And I have met a few of the founders, and they are really interested in adding value to humanity. They are already wealthy, and everyone is going to continue getting wealthier all the time. But when you begin to really support others in really getting education out, it's going to really multiply, and they're going to be using the latest materials, the latest apps, the latest, marketing tools that they're out there. And so this is why I am so behind this. I'm talking to those of you particularly now, and I would have sent you this link for you to watch this, that are really struggling with marketing, that you don't know how to get your stuff out. And so she's going to keep moving into all the different ways that you can be supported. And this is by far the most generous and the most profitable way of creating your product and services being out there. Now, what I wanted to also do is that I have some friends that are very involved in their own products that could look like what you're seeing here. Yes, that is right. You do have your own online platform and all of that. This is just another avenue. This is just another avenue for you. And this is the part that I really wanted you to see, Stephanie. So thank you so much for keep explaining this.
Okay, so at level 2, you can submit content for a course into the Mentoring Vault. So that's the area that's not on the mobile app, but it's the Netflix, that place where people can go in and actually watch a course. So you can submit a course, and it's actually, there's no requirement except that you have incredible content. It has to have a track record. It's got to meet basic production quality standards. There's no financial obligation. You don't have to pay us anything to give the course, but you're also not going to get paid anything for giving the course. So you have to give this course for free. And some people are going to say, well, why would I want to do that? I think that as we go on, you're going to understand why you might want to do that for sure. But this is pretty much no sweat off your back. Like I said, it's an additional stream. DC just pointed out, this is in addition to everything else that you're doing. You don't have to stop selling this course in other places. You just have to give us a course that's not cheap, free, or just an advertisement or something. It's got to be a valuable course that people would normally have to pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for. But by giving us the course, you're going to get exposure to the largest paid audience. These are people that are either paying that $99 a month, or they've already gotten 3 other people so that theirs is being paid for. So in the course section, we're going to be promoting you, your picture, your logo, your bio, your website, and your opt-in. So this is where you're going to get in-depth exposure in the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. This is what it looks like. Here's an example. This is Steven Taubman, and he basically, this is his mentor profile. Now, he's the one who chose what to write here. He's the one who put this here. And I want you to notice that he put his website there. So if you have this profile page of you, you'll be able to put your go to meeting. You could put your your webinar. You could put your funnel, your sales funnel. You could put all your different websites. You can put blurbs about your live events. You can put anything you want here. Basically, this is free advertising for you. So this is where you're going to be able to get people into your own funnel from ours. So it's going to be worth it for you to put in a course. And then you're going to get a page for each of the courses. So on this page, it's going to tell everybody what they're going to learn if they take this course from you. And this is going to be where you're going to, again, get a lot of exposure. So this option number 1, what we've talked about so far, is available to you as a mentor at no cost with no other expectation. All you have to do is give us the content, either those 3 to 7 minute little video snippets, etc., for the free app, or give us a course for the vault, and you're going to be able to get massive exposure and build your list. But now we're going to talk about option number 2, which is the one that DC and I highly recommend. Personally, I think that this is still a no-brainer. I mean, the first part is clearly a no-brainer. I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to do what we just spoke about. It doesn't even cost you anything. But this option is going to cost you a little bit. It's going to cost you $499 to come in at the business level. And then the $99 a month, you also have to be a subscriber. Now, keep in mind, if you go out and get 3 people, then your $99 a month is going to be free. And the $499 is going to have to be what I would say the cheapest marketing budget you have ever spent. And I'm sure DC is going to want to pipe in just a minute on that one. But so option number 2 is to joint venture with us. This is going to help you even more. It's going to give you the option to be able to revenue share on your paid programs and events. That's what I'm talking about, where David Fagan just made $140,000 last weekend because we put him in front of one of the live symposiums. And you're going to be able to participate in building the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. So not just putting your stuff in there, but actually helping us to build the fan base of the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. And you can be paid very handsomely for doing that. So then let's start with level 3. Level 3 is where you let Strongbrook market and sell your paid programs. So if you have already put a course in the vault, 1 or more courses, you're welcome to put all the courses you want in there. If you've already put something into the free vault, we're going to allow you to put other programs into the paid store. In other words, people are going to be able to access the 24/7 Netflix, but then they're going to have the ability to go to a store and pay for other things, other programs that are digital, programs that have to be delivered by mail, or even live events. So like DC Cordova is going to be putting in her business school and her Money and You programs. So those are not in the vault because those are programs you have to go to yourself. You have to attend. but those are going to be available to the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network people through the store. So DC is going to be revenue sharing, where she's going to be giving the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network a share or a commission, if you will, for selling those programs through the store. So you have the option to sell your programs if you have joined us as a business developer, not just as a free mentor, but a business developer. So the benefit is you're going to have Strongbrook's expanding sales force marketing your paid programs and your products. They can be anything ranging from $1 to $250,000 price tags in the joint venture Strongbrook store. And I want to focus on this expanding sales force. We're talking about a global expanding sales force who, as you're going to find out shortly, have a financial incentive to market your program. I bet you don't have a sales force like this right now. This is an amazing opportunity for you. The requirement is that you have to have supplied at least one free course into the vault, and you have to have come in at the business developer level. That's at $4.99 and then $99 a month. And you have to be actively promoting the mentoring network to your list. So the huge global sales team, when you joint venture with Strongbrook, literally the entire global network is going to have a reason to promote you, because whatever sales commission, whatever percentage you have offered to Strongbrook to promote the course is actually going to be paid out to the sales team. It's not going to go into the pocket of the founders of Strongbrook. I mean, I'm sure they take a small percentage, but the bulk of the money that you allow for the commission is going to go to this sales force. So they're going to actually know that if they get their people to come, that they're going to get paid. So it's basically giving you a way to monetize and to pay a sales force without you having to do anything except the initial negotiation with Strongbrook. And then level 4, you're going to be able to speak on Strongbrook's stages. Like I said, we're going to be doing these live symposiums. We're also going to do a lot of streaming symposiums. So regardless of where you are, regardless of where the audience is, anywhere in the world, we're going to be doing these symposiums. So the benefit for getting on the stage is obviously that you're going to be getting even more exposure. You're going to be winning new friends. You're going to be spiking the sales for your back-end products in the Strongbrook store. And again, the requirement is you just have to have supplied one course into the vault, and you have to be one of the business developers. So speaking on the stages is going to allow you to also sell your paid programs and your materials. You're more than welcome to sell your other programs. So option 2, continued, is where you're becoming a Strongbrook independent business developer, and you're inviting your friends and your fans to join the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. So this gives you instant joint ventures. Let me explain how this works. Most of the mentors that come into this immediately see the picture, and they start inviting their fans to join the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. So now their members are going to have access to you and your content. And if you invite your fans into the program, they're going to now get paid to promote you. I mean, just imagine, it's kind of like, how would you like to have a whole affiliate program behind you, or a network marketing program behind you? How would you like to be the product of a lot of people who are virally sharing the message to a lot of other people? You become the product when you put material into the system. But you're getting, who are the people who are getting paid to promote you? They're your own people who are already your fans. They're probably going to be very excited. You're basically offering them the ability to now joint venture with you. All of your fans can now get paid to promote you. But now the fans of other mentors can also get paid to promote you, and your fans can also get paid to promote other mentors. And we'll get into that a little bit further, because you're not able, I doubt that you're a jack of all trades. I doubt that you're able to help your fans in every aspect of their lives. You probably specialize, and yet your fans could be helped in other aspects, in their career, in their wealth, in their health, in their family, etc. Well, now, by inviting them to access you through the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network, you're now able to actually help them in every aspect of their lives. Because where you might not be an expert on health, you might be an expert on wealth, somebody else, one of the other mentors, is an expert on health, and you are now giving that to your fans, and you're getting paid for doing so. So you've radically expanded how you can help people. How many of your fans do you think would like to be compensated for telling others about your programs? Probably most of them, right? They love you. I'm sure they would love to tell other people. And I don't know about you, but you probably know that most people are too busy to run around, talking to other people and promoting things unless they have an incentive to do so. It's just the reality of today's, world. But now you can compensate them. And I'm sure that they're going to willingly, passionately go out there and promote you. You're going to be able to tell your fans, go forth and multiply. And then you're going to be able to pay them for doing it. And you do not have to set up your own continuity program. You don't have to set up your own affiliate program. It's already built in to the Strongbook system. So now you're going to have a system for engaging, activating, and rewarding your fans for promoting you. You're going to be able to make more money now, and you're going to be able to share the wealth with your fans. So let me just, believe me, this is going to get a little bit more clear in a minute, but let me just stop for just 1 second and show you a little bit more about the vision that we have for you. We envision a world where your work is spread to people far and wide, even while you're relaxing on a beach or in the mountains, where your business can run prosperously by itself whenever you want or need it to, a world where you have the freedom to nurture yourself while you're nurturing others on autopilot so that you can work when you want to, but you never stop helping others. The philanthropy is built in, and so is what we're going to call the residual income that your business can finally enjoy. And I'm going to just say that personally, this is why I got involved not with the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network because it wasn't around at the time, but I got involved with network marketing many, many years ago. And the reason that I did was not because I didn't like my 9-to-5 job and I was looking for residual income and all that stuff that they talk about. I was a very successful speaker, trainer, and business consultant. I was earning big money. I was enjoying my life. I had it made. But one of my 6 children got into a horrible accident and almost had both of his legs amputated. And the doctor said, well, we'll try to piece him back together again, but he's never going to walk, and you're going to have to be his nurse. And so I was the nurse for my son for a year. I had to basically be by his hospital bed while they tried to rebuild his legs. And I don't want to make this whole presentation about him. To make the long story short, now he's a 34-year-old who walks perfectly fine. He doesn't even have a limp. He's a very capable, wonderful guy with a great life. So he came out of it okay. But for 1 year, I had to be a nurse, and my whole speaking and business and consulting career came to a stop. All of a sudden, my income tanked. And my husband, who's a CPA, came to me and he said, I don't want to alarm you, honey, but I just want you to see something. And he showed me that my business and my speaking and training business was in the red. I mean, I had a lot of expenses, and the little bit of residual income that I got from some products and stuff wasn't covering even the basic expenses of my business. And then he showed me that because one of my clients had been a network marketing company, actually several of my clients had been network marketing companies, I had joined one of them and built a small downline in the name of my dog. So my dog had a downline, and my dog was getting a check. And he said, I want you to notice that this check has been growing. The whole time you've been sitting here with our son, this check has been growing. Your consulting and training business has not been growing. And he said, I don't know, but to me, isn't this kind of the same? I mean, when you're over here, aren't you just talking and getting paid? And over here, you're talking and getting paid. He said, when our son is better, why don't you focus more time over here? And he was talking about network marketing. And I saw the value of that because I realized that it doesn't even matter if I love my job. It doesn't matter how well I'm paid. It doesn't matter how many lives I'm impacting. If something were to happen to me, or if something happens to another one of my loved ones, my income comes to a halt. It's one of those kind of incomes where if you don't work, you don't get paid. And even if you have books and tapes and things like that, unless you're Dale Carnegie, I don't think they're going to last forever. In today's fast-paced world, you got to keep producing that next book, that next seminar, that next thing, next, exciting. You can't just write one book and retire for the rest of your life on it. So if you're like I was, you don't have that real long-term residual income piece, and you have to keep working. And right now you may want to keep working, but what about when you need to nurture yourself? What about when you need to nurture one of your loved ones? This now gives you an even better opportunity than the one I had, because the one that I had, required that I stop focusing so much on my own material, and that instead I start focusing on products, lotions and potions and whatnot. And that's why a lot of speakers don't go into network marketing, because they don't want to become a product salesperson. They want to focus on their material. And I had to make that trade-off because I realized the need for residual income. What we're talking about here today is going to allow you to develop a residual income, but you don't have to go peddle products, lotions, potions, etc. You are the product. You get to continue being the product. You get to continue doing nothing but what you've always done so far, and that is get your message out there, help people. But we're giving you a way now to where not only can it now become residual for you, but the philanthropy is built in. So I hope you're really, really getting this picture. And I know that DC is going to want to jump in here before I get into the last little bit about the nitty gritty on how it works. Do you want to jump in, DC?
Yes, I just wanted to say that what is so interesting for me is the things that have been built in, and how much those systems cost, and how much is covered for all of us. And for me, this was definitely a no-brainer when I finally got it. And then you invited me to that mastermind, which I didn't have time to go, but I created the time. And this is what's so interesting, is that I find that people, when they really see opportunities, this is part of a successful mindset, is that you really just go there. And that mastermind that you invited me to, the people that were in it were so extraordinary. And then it was really great because there were some Money and You graduates that were there. Of course, I find Money and You graduates everywhere. And they got involved, and I'm in touch with them, and we are like supporting each other, giving each other tips and things. And we're not quote unquote on the same line or whatever. And it doesn't really matter, because as we open up new doors for ourselves, we share it with the other. And this is, I think that this particular platform, and I'm bringing in some really big friends of mine that are going to be seeing this so that they can finally understand, because it's a little bit hard for me to explain all that you're going through. But this is truly a tool of cooperation. And I think this is the part that I really, really like, that I am able to cooperate with a whole lot of people that really need my support. People are always asking me for help, and it is impossible for me to help them in certain areas. They want me to take them overseas, but the people that work with me, my partners and things, they have to get to know you. They have to do, they have to set all these systems in place. They have to do all these things. So when you have this kind of platform, I can just go ahead and say to someone, go look at what they're doing. Go look at what they're teaching, and take a look and see whether you may want to work with them further. So this is truly a platform for your own products and services. And I really want you to get this. Of course, Strongbrook is going to be growing. And the people that you're recommending are going to be growing. I'm going to be growing. Stephanie is. But this is what we mean by collaboration and cooperation. And it's so interesting, because I'm really running into this in our industry, in the transformational programs, and people kind of take people from each other, and then they get mad at each other, and they do all these things. And there was a sense of scarcity that started really being created in the transformational programs that I'm very involved with. And one of the things that I really love, and I've been trying to talk to some of my friends about this, that this is truly collaborating. This is when you have your own business, they have their own business, and then you do things together and grow and prosper together, and then apart. Because there are going to be people that are really going to be excited to come in and go to Money and You, go to the Business School for Entrepreneurs, go through all the different programs. I'm getting involved with the family bank programs with my friends that have developed this amazing platform that I'm so excited about. And I really want them to have a course in here so that people can really see this family bank. Nobody around the world has really heard about it. And here they will start having tremendous exposure. And so it's cooperation and collaboration at a whole other level that I haven't seen for a long time. And believe me when I tell you that I get offers daily, sometimes twice a day. And there are certain things that I can really get behind, that I really believe in, that I use, that I wear, that facilitate my life. And this is why I recommend this. That's what I wanted to share.
All right. So I'm going to get into a little bit more about the nitty gritty now, just so you have an overview and an understanding of what we're talking about here. So when you come in as a business developer, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be inviting other people to join the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. And so not just mentors come in and pay the $4.99 and the $99 a month, but anybody who wants to develop the business and profit from this amazing movement is going to be bringing in people. So you might bring in a couple people who bring in a couple people who bring in a couple people who bring in a couple people. Pretty soon this is going to turn into thousands and thousands of people. And the amazing thing is that you can end up with all of these people promoting you. Now, you're out there marketing, probably paying for your marketing, but if the few people that you are able to bring in through your marketing or through your word of mouth or however you're bringing them in, if they have an incentive to go out and start bringing people in, then the amount of people that you can get to promote you is going to be phenomenal. I mean, I would like to ask you the question, which do you think would expand your business faster? If you went out and put an ad in the newspaper and tried to get new people to come to your next event, or if every single one of your current people went out and brought in one more? If all of your current people went out and brought in one more, your business would double, wouldn't it? This is what you need to understand to really have a sense of the power of viral or affiliate or network marketing. Whatever you've thought about it in the past, just think about this. Just the fact that when fans are paid to promote and bring in other fans, the potential for exponential expansion is phenomenal. Way better than what we would call linear, one at a time kind of marketing. This is like you becoming the product of a network marketing company, a powerful distribution channel with a growing, expanding global sales force marketing you and your message. It's just an extension of your current business. Nobody's asking you to shut down what you're currently doing. Keep doing whatever you're doing. All you have to do is keep doing what you're doing and being who you're being. And this is going to allow you to develop residual multiplied income, an extra stream of income, a pipeline. And we use the concept of a pipeline because regular kind of work, including doing speeches and writing books, is basically you have to go and you have to do the action to get the money. You've got to give that speech to get paid. If you stop giving the speeches, you stop getting paid. But what we're talking about is a pipeline of income that's going to keep coming in regardless of whether you get on stage, coach another client, write another book, or do another event. So it's kind of like asking you, which would you prefer? One golden egg, one customer at a time, or one speech at a time, or a goose that can lay you golden eggs 24 hours a day from around the world? And actually, you can have both. You can keep on getting those golden eggs, but you might as well have a goose as well. So the concept of people leveraging time and effort, and DC Cordova is the master of talking about leverage. Her whole Money in You course is all about leverage and figuring out more and more ways to leverage your own time and your effort. But J. Paul Getty, who created one of the world's greatest fortunes, said, I would rather make 1% on the efforts of 100 people than 100% on my own efforts. And there's so much wisdom in that for so many reasons, not only because obviously, you can then spend your own 100% doing whatever you want, but also because it's safer. You know, like I experienced when I was living off of 100% of my own efforts, as soon as my own efforts had to shift to my son, then that wasn't income producing. So there's a lot of reasons why this is a very wise way to earn your money. And I just want to show you how exponential numbers work. If you ended up with everything multiplying by 2, for example, if on the first level of multiplication. Okay, so if you went out and brought in 2 people, if those two people brought in 2, then there would be 4 on your second level of second generation of referrals. The third generation of referrals would be 8 people. The fourth generation would be 16 people, then 32 people, then 64 people, then 128 people on level 7. And I'm using 7 levels because Strongbrook's affiliate referral program pays on those 7 levels. And it actually pays to infinity, but it pays very robustly in a way that we can actually calculate on 7 levels. Below the 7th level, it depends on pools and all kinds of other things in terms of how you're getting paid. But for sure, we know exactly what you're getting paid on the 7 levels. So if you had people multiplying by 3 instead of by 2, which I'm going to point out is just 1 more person each. So if you brought in 3 people instead of 2, and those 3 brought in 3 people instead of 2, it would go 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 729, 2,000 on level 7. Look at the difference between 128 and 2,000 people on level 7, and yet everybody only brought in 1 more. If everybody was multiplying by 4, it would be 4, 16, 64, 256, 1,000, 4,000, 16,000. Multiplying by 5, 5, 25, 125, 625, 3,125, 15,000, 78,000 people on level 7. And I'm not going to even go into if you're multiplying by 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You guys can look at the slide. But what I really want you to look at is the difference across the board on these lower levels. On the top level, the difference is just 1 more person. But look at the difference on the 7th level. You know, if everybody brought in 2 people, it's only 125, 128. But then with 3 people, it's 2,000. With 4 people, it's 16,000. With 5 people, it's 78,000. With 6 people, it's 27,000. By 10 people, you're talking about 10 million people on that 7th level. So you really need to understand this kind of exponential growth and understand how much difference a little bit of the few more people at the beginning, how many more people you can be talking about on the bottom end of it. This is really the magic of the business of networking and exponential growth of people. So this has the ability to actually explode your income. Strongbrook is now going to be paying your fans aggressively to promote you, your programs and your network. But now they're also going to get paid. You're also going to get paid whenever they buy or sell anything connected to Strongbrook. And this could be any of the other programs. If one of the people that you brought into the system ends up, you know, paying David Fagan to make them a celebrity, that's what he does, then you're going to get a commission on that. You didn't even have to sell David. You didn't even have to, you know, form a deliberate partnership with David, because you're all collaborating. That's what DC is talking about. This is where you don't have to worry about your competition. You don't have to worry if your fans have decided to go and partake in another program, because guess what? You're going to get paid for that. Now we are all collaborating and getting paid as the people just go and get what they need from whoever they need it from. As long as all of the mentors are collaborating in the system, everyone's going to get paid for the fan base that they brought into the system. And Strongbrook, by the way, actually started as a real estate company, and they have probably the most amazing real estate investment program I've ever seen. And everybody that I know that has looked at it has said, wow, I'm going to put my IRA money in there. It's a way better investment than the typical retirement IRA, etc. And for all of you people who are making good money and all of the people who are going to start making good money, you need to know the best places to invest your money. And I seriously suggest that you take a look at Strongbrook's real estate investment program, because it's very solid, very safe, very sound, based on an incredible algorithm that took the founder, Chris Crone, years to figure out. And it's got a track record that you can actually look at. It's got an amazing track record. But my point in bringing it up here is that of all the people that end up, remember how I showed you, you brought in a few, who bring in a few, who bring in a few, who bring in a few, all of the people that end up in Strongbrook because of you, if they buy anything, including a real estate program, you're going to end up making money from that. And those real estate programs are going to end up making you a lot of money, even though you may have nothing to do with real estate. You never talk about real estate. The only thing you talk about is your own programs. So just to show you some numbers, and I'm not going to spend any time on this, but just as I just told you, you've got level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 of people bringing in people. The 2 numbers that we've been talking about so far is the $4.99 that people are paying to come in at that business level, and the $99 a month access to the vault. As people are paying that, what you're going to earn on those different levels is $125 on that first level, $50, $50, $25, $750, $750, $750 on the $4.99, and then on the $99 a month, 28,888,444. Okay, let's look at what those numbers are going to turn into in terms of income. In Strongbrook, I'm going to use what I'm going to consider to be an average person. The average person is probably going to bring in 4 other people. And the reason that I say that, it's my prediction, is because that's how they're going to get their money back. If you've invested $499, it's not really an investment, it's a payment for a package. And it's a Conscious Creator Mentoring Network package. You've paid $499 for that package. How can you get your $499 back? By bringing in 4 people. Because remember, on that first level, you're getting paid $125 for everyone who spends the $499. So 125 times 4 is 500. That's how you make your money back. Plus, Strongbrook has a special incentive that if you get your 4 people to buy a $499 package within 90 days of when you joined, you're going to get an extra $500 bonus check. So not only are you going to get the regular $500 check, but you're going to get an extra $500 bonus check. So if you get 4 people to buy the $499 package within the first 90 days, you've gotten double your money back. So I think most people are probably going to shoot for that. Wouldn't you think? So let me show you what would happen if you got 4 people who came in and did the $499 and the $99 a month. Just on the $499 package, which only happens one time. Everybody just comes in and buys that one time. So what you would have earned if you had a perfect duplication, which by the way will never happen. This isn't an income claim. This isn't a promise of income. This is just showing you what if you brought in 4, they 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 brought in 4, and they brought in 4. 7 levels of everybody bringing in 4 and everybody buying the $499 package. If that happened, you would have earned $172,165 over what period of time? I don't know. This isn't time-based. This is just if those people were on those levels and bought those packages, this is the total of what you would have earned whenever it had happened. Okay, so this is not time-based. But now what about the monthly? What if you had already filled out all 7 of those levels? And by the way, when I say fill out, for anybody who knows this kind of a business, you're not limited to 4. You can have as many people as you want on your front level. I'm just saying that if you had done the 4, and if the 4 duplicated perfectly down 7 levels on a monthly basis, you would be earning $88,000 a month from these levels of people doing their $99 a month. And I know you're probably going to have the same question that I had, which was, well, what if they get their $99 for free? Then my commissions aren't going to be there. Actually, that's not true. That's one of the most amazing things about this, is that even if your people got their $99 for free, you're still earning the $28 a month on them. They're getting it for free, but it's not that the money's not there. It's that it's being paid for. So you're still going to get that $28 commission. The only thing that's lost if everybody gets it for free is that, for example, for your getting it free, you should be getting $28 on 3 people, right? You're not going to get your own $28 on your 3rd person. That's it. So instead of having to pay $99 a month, you just have to give up $28 on your 3rd person. But everybody up the line from that person and up the line from you is still going to be getting these commissions that we're talking about. $28,888,444 is still going to be paid out. So this does not go away when people are getting the program for free. That's a really exciting concept. Now, what if you have major influence? I'm assuming that's who we're talking to here on this call, right? Because, you know, DC's inviting her mentor friends. If you're a mentor, if you're a speaker, a trainer, a consultant, somebody who's got influence over a lot of people, I bet you can probably get 100 people on your front line. Now, I'm going to assume right now we're talking about average people, not other mentors. We'll talk about other mentors in a minute. But if you just bring in 100 average people who are just going to go out and bring in 4, what would you earn on the $499 packages? Well, on that front level, those 100 people, you'd be getting $125 from each. So that's $12,500. Now, I'm not going to assume that each of them can go out and get 100. I'm just going to assume they can go out and get 4. So if the 100 bring in 4 people each, your second level would just have 400 people on it. That would give you $20,000 because you're getting $50 each. Your third level would give you $80,000. Your fourth level would give you $160,000. Your fifth level, $192,000. Sixth level, $768,000. Seventh level, $3 million. That's over $4 million that you would earn if, and again, this isn't never going to happen, that you're going to get a perfectly duplicating system. That never happens. Some people do nothing. Some people bring in 2 people. Some people might bring in 10 people. You never know what people are going to do. I'm just showing you that if you were able to do this, exactly what I just showed you on the screen, you brought in 100, each of them brought in 4, each of their 4 brought in 4, each of their 4 brought in 4, and so on, down the 7 levels of duplication, it would bring in $4.3 million for you. On a monthly basis, that would be bringing in $2.68 million. If you're 100 people, you're getting the $28, and actually I should minus off $28 because you're actually not going to be getting $28 on one of them. So it's $2,800 minus 28 that you would be earning on your first level. On your second level, you'd be getting $3,200. On your third level, $12,000. Fourth level, $512,000. $102,000 on the fifth level, and so on. You'd be getting over $2.68 million a month from that $99 subscription. And that's even if those people ended up getting theirs for free by bringing in their 3 people. Okay. Now, what about you if you know influencers? If you know mentors, speakers, trainers, speakers, consultants, etc., and let's say you only know 10 of them. Let's say you could bring in 10 people who could bring in 100. And then those 100, we're going to assume, are just average people who can only bring in 4. So you go out and you get 10 speaker, trainer, consultant, mentor, coach type people. You're just going to make $125 each on them. That's only $1,250. But if they can each bring in 100 people, that's going to be 1,000 people on your second level. That's going to give you $50,000. If those 1,000, now we're not talking about mentors, we're just talking about average people, they're only going to bring in 4 each. That would only be 4,000 people on your third level, but still that's $200,000. There's going to be 16,000 people on that fourth level. That's $400,000, and so on. You can look at the numbers. I'm not even going to mention these numbers. They're too obscene. DC says people have deservability issues. We're talking about $10.7 million that you'd be able to bring in if you could just bring in 10 mentor, speaker, trainer, coach type people who could bring in the 100, who could just be the average people who duplicate by 4. And what about the monthly on that? The monthly on that, the $99 a month, if you brought in the 10 mentors who brought in 100, who each brought in 4, who brought in 4, who brought in 4, who brought in 4, who brought in 4, you'd be talking about $5.5 million a month. Now, I hope that this answers the objection. A lot of people have the objection, why should I put my $1,200 course for free in your vault? Going down this route is going to be able to bring you in probably a lot more money than what your courses have been bringing you. I mean, there may be a few mentors on this call who can bring in this kind of money on a regular basis. But for most people, this is going to end up trumping what you've been doing so far. And it's definitely going to trump anything where you've been worried about competition. When she's talking about collaboration, we're really talking about very profitable collaboration. You don't even have to worry about making money. You don't have to worry about the money your competitors are making, because you're going to be making so much money on your competitors and on any kind of courses that your people want to partake in. And I'm going to point out that you might think you don't want to put your fans into this system. If you don't put your fans into this system, I bet somebody else is going to, because the personal development, the business development, the fitness, all of those different areas where people have fans, your fans are not only your fans. You probably duplicate your list with most of the other mentors out there. You think people only want you and nothing but you 24 hours a day for the rest of their lives? They're already going to your competitors as well because they like to partake in everything. You might as well be profiting. Now, just to point out one other thing, and that is because a lot of people say, who is behind this? Both DC and I have met and fallen in love with Chris Crone. Chris Crone is the founder of Strongbrook and the creator of the Conscious Creator Mentor Network. And like I said, Strongbrook is essentially, and first of all, a real estate company, because Chris had phenomenal, unbelievable success investing in real estate. And it's because he figured out the one straight path, the safest, most profitable, he calls it the straight path to real estate wealth. He only does one thing in real estate investing, and he teaches other people to do that. And he created a company that does it for people, white glove. So all they have to do is give him their money, and they can get the kind of returns that he got. But I don't want to focus on that. He has known all along that teaching people how to do something is not going to make them successful. What really makes people successful is when you teach them how to change your mindset. And Chris found out for himself that it was his mentorship. It's the people, the mentors that he found that helped him to change his mind about who he is and about success and about change. That is what made him successful. He doesn't think it's his straight path to real estate wealth that actually made him successful. It's how he changed his mindset. So his second book is actually called Conscious Creator, because you are already creating your life unconsciously. He wants to teach you how to create your life consciously. But then what he figured out was that the best way for him to really explode the consciousness of the planet was to get off the stage, share the stage, collaborate with all of the people who need to be on stage, and create something called the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. You can find out a lot more about Chris on the Strongbrook website, and you can ask DC or I all the questions. You could probably even get on the phone with Chris. He's the most amazing guy in supporting every one of the mentors. But this is who's behind it, and there's a whole other bunch of founders behind it, and like DC said, there's a lot of money behind it. But to show you the money that would be possible for you on all the different levels, depending on the different numbers of people that you bring in, I'm just going to flash this slide so you can see what's possible for you. The $99 a month, what's possible for you. And all you need to do is keep doing what you're doing. Promote your own products and services. This is really funny because DC was sitting next to me when I was making these slides, and I was trying to find a slide of a speaker on stage with a whiteboard behind them. And the only pictures I could find were men. And DC said, Steph, put a woman on there. And I said, well, okay. So I searched in my photo, the photo service that.
Are you there? We can't hear you, Stephanie.
What's that?
Okay, I'm sorry, we didn't hear you after saying I was searching through the photo service. We're losing you.
You can't hear me anymore?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Say it again. You were looking through your photo service. Okay, are you there? Okay, we are actually losing you. Can you hear me? I don't know why it's not working. Okay, hold on just a second. Let me unmute myself. All right.
I can hear you just fine. You cannot hear me?
No, we couldn't hear you. But anyway, the bottom line is that I was sitting next to her and I said, go pick up this picture of mine. And I landed in her slideshow. Anyway, anything else you would like to say, Stephanie? Our time is almost over.
Okay, well, first of all, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? I don't know. You can't hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes. So I tell you what we're going to do.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
We're almost done. Can you just speak the slides? Or I'm just gonna go through the slides because they can just read what's on the slides, and then you can finish it up.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Like that? Yes, we're creating the greatest. Yes. Yep. I love that one. We're not just any existing players. I really love that. And this is really what I want my friends to really get this. Go ahead. I read really fast. Great. Okay. Okay, actually, I just was texted by a friend, Stephanie, and they can hear both of us very well. So if you want to say anything else, please do.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just the summary of the benefits. Massive global exposure, get people into your own sales funnel. You can join, and both of those you can get for free without doing anything. But if you're willing to become one of our collaborators, one of our business developers, then you can joint venture with Strongbrook's massive sales team to promote your courses and events. You can be invited to speak on our stages. You have the ability to pay your fans to promote you. You have the ability to be paid on everything your fans buy. You have the ability to have other mentors' fans be exposed to you and promote you. And you have the ability to reach people all over the world, even people who could never afford you because of the philanthropy model. And you have the ability to help people in more ways than you have ever dreamed of by offering them the mentoring network, not just your own courses, but everything in every aspect of their lives. And so, mentors, this is a no-brainer. If you want massive global exposure and marketing possibilities, I strongly suggest that you join DC. And this link, joindccordova.com, takes you to the same place as the link that she's got promoting on her under her face right now. And I'm going to let DC go ahead and tie this up.
Okay, I was going to say, make sure that the second C is little. It has to be exactly the way it is. So what when you and I have conversations about this, I just have to tell you, when you start going through the numbers, my brain kind of begins to like work in a certain way. It was like, this of course comes from the days that I was told that I wasn't very smart in mathematics. I think some people have heard the story. There's quite a few of my friends that are watching this and are going to be watching it in the future. And one of the things that I was told when I was little, I used to be able to add from left to right instead of from right to left. And I was told that I was doing it completely wrong. And from then on, this whole thing around math, I made this decision. Later, I heard that kids that can add from left to right are much more intelligent. And one of the things that happens for me, you are one of my most successful friends in the network marketing field. I know that you have a downline of over 1 million people, and I have several friends that are very, very successful. And so one of the things that for me, in order to get behind this, I had to do a little bit of clearing, because when you start talking about those huge numbers and the way they multiply, I actually run into my own deservability level. And then I think, okay, there's only a few people on the planet that can do that. I know there's only a few people on the planet. And it probably is not going to be me. And so I am really going through a process right now in my own life of not only a deservability level of how much I can really create by doing good, but also, one of my business partners is a billionaire with heart. He has brought in billions. I think they have counted over 50 billion. And people say, where is yuan? Well, that is the Chinese money. It's not US dollars. And my brain just kind of goes, what difference does it make? They don't get paid in US dollars. They get paid in yuan. And one of the things that the way he never talks about billions, he never talks about money. He actually talks about the value that you are adding. And this is when I start getting a little bit tense in my tummy. I'm looking at those numbers and saying, what that means is that we would have added value to that many people, and that many people would have gotten free education. And this is the piece that I love about Strongbrook. I have partnerships in other organizations that are network marketing, and that do beautiful work, do beautiful products, and I'm behind them. And I'm also behind this because this is my heart is in education and providing free education to people. And this is really important for people to see and to check out the company if you need to. And some of my friends in real estate have been afraid. They're very big in real estate, and some of them haven't really looked at it because they saw real estate and they thought, okay, their clients, their customers are going to be lost into Strongbrook. And they're very niche. They're very, very niche. I want to talk to some of my friends who are big developers and have buildings and things, and they are in a completely different area. They just have one niche, and that's residential homes, very specific in certain states. And they're not going to compete with you, my big real estate marketing people that do buildings and developments and commercial. And so it's really important for you to look at the company if you need to look at, But more than anything else, for those of you that are just getting started, I want you to know that this is a place for you to put your products, your services. Yes, if you pay your $4.99, you will be sharing with people. And yes, and it's wonderful to share because this is how we build wealth. So before you go, I just wanted you to maybe just give a little tiny piece, because you are a great humanitarian too, and you know that I'm knighting you. I know that as soon as you make the time to go to New York in November, we can call you Dame. And because of the work that you do with so many wonderful people. And so if you can talk a little bit about the industry to wrap up, and a little bit about your humanitarian efforts, I would really appreciate it, Stephanie.
Okay, well, humanitarian efforts. I'm not really sure what to say. I mean, I just am a really, really firm believer in, I guess, uplifting humanity, and I'm always torn when people talk about, like, I'm a little tongue-tied. I didn't realize you were going to ask me to speak about that, but I've been on Facebook lately. It seems like everybody's debating the whole minimum wage increase and everything, and you see people, really arguing on both sides. And I could actually argue on both sides. I could argue that, if you just give people more money, you really aren't doing anybody any favors. I mean, you're just increasing the cost of all the goods, and you haven't really created a better person. And so I could argue that, but I could also argue that, people aren't even able to afford housing, and you could say that they should go and get a better job, but what if they can't? What if they can't find a better job? And so I guess that I've always really been very educated on both sides of the fence in that sense, in the sense that you have to give people actual opportunities to really actually improve their lives. And I've always done whatever I could, whether it was social work, but I've also done a lot of the actual giving out the fish, actually donating a lot to charity in places and in ways where I believe that it really can do good, because a lot of times they need the fish. You can talk all you want, but if you don't give them a fish, they're going to starve to death right now. And so, a lot of pretty much all of the money I've ever earned has essentially gone to charity and gone to organizations that are either helping children, helping orphans, or they are doing what they can to uplift the consciousness. And that's actually what attracted me to Strongbrook, was that, wow, not only are they doing the same thing, they're actually helping people to increase their consciousness, but they're also giving people now a business opportunity that allows them to earn their living by allowing them to go out and give to people and allow them to help to increase their consciousness. And then as the more people make the more money, then the more money can actually be donated to charity to give the fish as well, because you got to give them the fish and then teach them how to fish. So I don't know, but I do a lot of things that, and I actually usually do it anonymously. So here you are asking me on a webinar to talk about what I do. I think anonymous is a better way.
Well, you also adopted the most beautiful little girl, and you're the one that introduced us to the, just thinking about that orphanage, that was very tough in my heart, to be with all those children, that were HIV positive. And then later, I remember that I prepared myself. I was crying like a little baby for a whole day, because I have no trouble giving money and supporting and putting the word out and promoting and raising. Apparently, I'm a very good fundraiser. I don't ever think of myself in that way, but it's very tough for me to be on the ground. And when you literally made me go and visit this home, the thing I wasn't prepared for was to see the mothers, that were full-blown AIDS. And of course, by the time we went back, they were no longer there. And this beautiful home was taking care of these children. And then you, in another orphanage that had healthy children, was the one where you found your beautiful daughter. And I watched you through the years. Literally had laws change in Malaysia, so you could have your child that is now what? She's 13 years old now.
Just turned 13.
Yeah, she's a beauty. So there is a method to all of our amendments. When I connected with Chris, the biggest thing, our connection, was the uplifting of humanity's consciousness. to eradicate poverty and hunger. You know, it was like, okay, I want you on my stages, I want you to do this, and I am going to do this because I love this work and I love education. I love financial education. I love everything that can create a person to move out. And I go through the same challenges that you go through. Stephanie, do you give somebody something? But you know what? We have to feed people sometimes. We can't let 10 to 15 million children in the United States go to sleep hungry every single night. So the way that we're supporting are many, many different ways, but Stephanie and I are behind this because this allows us to be able to educate many more and for them to get this free education that they need. I mean, those people will go to work, they will get really intelligent, they will build businesses, they will move their consciousness, and they will become, you know, money-making human beings in society to uplift all of society. So this is one more way for us to do it, and I am willing to accept those millions if, you know, if this is the way, another avenue that I have to create royalties, let it be. But I really want you all to do the clearing. I'm going to have, if you pay $4.95 or you're 99, I am going to have very soon, it's going to be up in the vault by next week, my Money and Me program that I want you to go and do. Because I definitely, there is a deservability level that is happening. There is a piece that's happening with all these wonderful mentors, with all these wonderful teachers. I have given so many money and use to people that just couldn't afford it. And frankly, they don't go to work with tools and principles of leverage that really, really work. And then they stayed in the same state. So getting there and go and study and listen and learn, but particularly power up with business education, with systems, marketing systems that really can help you to get out of any poverty mindset or any poverty cycles that you may be going through. And you know exactly who you are because you don't have enough for you sometimes to make your payments, to handle your family, and to live the life that you deserve. So this is my way of supporting you. This is why I'm doing this. And I really, really, if you have any questions, you can send it to info@moneyandyou.com, info@moneyandyou.com, and I'll forward the ones to that Stephanie can support you with. And then, what we need you to do is to go through the whole website. We need you to go through, you know, right here, the dcstrongbrook.com, become a mentor. Go through that and go ahead and go through all the different pages and see what works for you. And if you have zero money right now, you can still go in there for free. You can do free Google Hangouts, okay? You can go ahead and put your things in there, get people to get to know you. Once you're building, and then you can afford the $4.95, you can go in there. But for those of you that $4.95 is the price of a Google ad that you pay, and I used to all the time, really take a look at this being one more marketing tool for you. Any last words you'd like to say, Stephanie?
Just do it. No brainer.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful day. I know you know how to find me. Go ahead and email me, text me. I got some texts from some friends. And you take care and have a beautiful, beautiful life. And I'll be in touch. Aloha, niuloa. Bye. Thank you, Steph.